All right, we are live. Hello, hello. We're back. Much love to everyone. Tonight I wanted to do a live on the boys. Yes. Classic and Cincere. We got a couple of things to say about this. Thank you, Aubrey. Thank you, Leslie B. Thank you, Exposing the Real Truth. Moderators for tonight. Getting into this case once again. Trying to make some sense out of those things that don't make sense. I think the boys deserve this attention. Good to see everybody. Green Bee 52, Sassy Rare Breed, Peas, Exposing the Real Truth. Thank you, love. Anna D, Dancing Queen, Misunderstood. Charlene Stevens is in the house tonight. Much love goes to you for loving the boys. Mama Bear, Sandy Ridgway, Jackie Bertie, Peggy Moore, Maggie Rose, AJ About Justice. Okay, AJ. Sounds like you may have a channel coming on. If you do, that's good. We need your help. We need your help. T Breezy is in the house. Jiggy England is in the house. Miss Nay, moderator for tonight. Much love, Miss Nay. Susie Bogus is in the house. Misunderstood is in the house. But we have no misunderstandings. That's the good part. Not when it comes to Classic and Cincere. Lisa Lee is in the house. Sandy Ridgway is in the house. Mary H is in the house. Elizabeth Lander is in the house. Tanya M is in the house. Okay. That's how we warm up our room. Get things cooking. I had a lot to think about in doing tonight's live. Time-wise. And I wanted to come back and do something a bit different, but then again, something special. Because the boys need to be spoken about. And I'm sure everyone would agree there needs to be some kind of an update on this case. Aubrey or Leslie B, either one, could you get me the number to KGET News? KGET News. See if you can find a phone number for them. And if you do, can you drop it in the room for me? Zinimus Smudge. Very unique name, Zinimus Smudge. Welcome. It's me, Ali. Welcome. Juanita Newby. Welcome. Mary Martins. Welcome. Royal Blue. Welcome. We need the telephone number to KGETV News. Google it. I didn't have time to. You get that number, just drop it in the chat and make a phone call. We can make a phone call together. And we can call Bakersfield Police again together. I wanted to make it a habit to start pushing the door open on trying to find out if there's any updates on this case. It is the only case that I've come across with his two missing children, now ages 5 and 4, that just get no say or no play on YouTube that much. I know that AB, brother from Canada, he had shared some information earlier last week in regards to the boys. Shout out to AB for doing that. He's keeping the name alive, keeping the boys out in front. I know Duty Ron is doing the same thing. He can only cover and get but so much, and it's pretty much what we've gotten, which is the same as the silence is more the suspect than the noise. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? Why is it taking so long? Is it that complicated? Is it that intricate? How wide and how deep does this story run? Now, mind you, two boys ages 3 and 4 go missing, allegedly on the date of December 20th of 2020 in the area of California City, California, near the Mojave Desert. And adoptive parents, Jaclyn and Triselle West, were home with the boys. Someone contacted the police, and all of a sudden, two missing boys, Classic and Cincere, are not yet to be found. The story unfolds on a cold month just before Christmas, and these two little ones seem to have gotten away miraculously and disappeared. So they want us to believe. I know many of you have thoughts about the adoptive parents. I know many of you will share your thoughts, and I want you to share your thoughts with us tonight. I'm going to drop the link. We have a special guest that's going to be joining us tonight, covering the information that I want to cover, because this content creator that's been on the case has been on the case since day one and qualifies to talk with us directly about evidence that he was able to obtain during the course of searching for the boys. So with that said, we got the house warmed up, so we're getting ready to get busy. That's right, Mary Martins. It's a bunch of nonsense. That's your opinion. I'm of the same opinion. E&E, all around crime. Welcome. Donna Mae Ebert, welcome. And I'm sitting here pondering, there's something strange about this case. Something different about this case. Something doesn't fit. So tonight we're going to take another look at some of the moving parts and pieces that make up the story of this case, make up the evidence of this case, what was done in this case, and what still hasn't been done in this case. There are only a few of us that will ask the hard questions. I'm one of them. Tonight I'll be joined by another who asks the hard questions, because I know he has. With that said, I'm going to go to screen share. We're going to get busy here. I want to welcome everyone Let's see if I have it up. Okay, we got to go back this way. I'll just do it this way. Much love to everyone who's joined us here tonight. Rock and roll. All right. So to begin with tonight, we're going to be taking a look at what we've been given. We're going to do our very best to analyze certain parts and pieces that may lead us in the direction, and hopefully we can contact both the news reporters that did cover the case at KGET News, and also contact the Bakersfield Police Department once again. We're going to do that live tonight, and we're going to have a special guest join us that's been on the ground. I'll drop the link again. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Carol Johnson. Hawkeye Seneca. And to get started with, we have to go back to the beginning, as most of us have. I want you to share your thoughts because we're going to be very candid and open with what we're about to cover here tonight. Many of you know from our last live that we've had some folks on the panel who shared their search experience for the boys out in California City. We all now know that the case has moved on from California City to Bakersfield. And this was back in March of this year. Since then, there have been some updates from them early in the beginning stages of them taking over the case. And now, for some strange reason, the silence is more suspect than the noise. There's nothing coming from the news. There's hardly nothing coming from the Bakersfield Police Department. And I had to sit back and ask, why is that? Why the silence? Are things moving on? Are things moving ahead? Are they getting closer to something or further away? It gives the appearance that this case is going cold. It really does. And in fact, I not only feel that way. Let me ask you, type a 1 in the chat room if you feel that Classic and Cincere's case with the Bakersfield Police Department is getting cold. Type a 1 for yes, 2 for no. And that'll be good for a sound check as well. MTGV TV 2 is in the house. I want your honest answer too. Look at that. Look at that. 114 people in this chat, and it's going to grow, feels that this case is getting cold or has gone cold. So I'm not alone. I am not alone. And you have to ask yourself why. Every day I wake up, I'll tap in the search engine, Classic and Cincere, Orrin and Orson West, updates. And I'm hitting the search tab. I filter it to today, and nothing. Every day I've been doing that since I've been on the case. I do it for Cash Gernon. I do it for Summer Wells. I've done that for Kanika Jenkins. And by the way, there is a content creator right now, Amp Easy, who happens to be working on a good piece of information in regards to how Rosemont, Crown Plaza Hotel in Rosemont, may have had some technology to help them to corrupt some of the video surveillance footage files that we've been given, posted on their website. So much love to Amp Easy, still on the case, still working it. And I'm wondering if that link worked for you, because I don't see you here in the backstage. So I'll drop it again. One more time. One more again. One more again. Much love to everyone. Pink is my RX. You up at the wee hours of the morning with Miss Q Carlock. Got much love for Miss Q Carlock. And she always sends her love back, that's for sure, through Aubrey, Leslie B., and a host of others that hang out with Miss Q early in the morning. And yes, Boss Blake could use some additional prayers. I hear you, Aubrey. Those of you who are not subscribed to Miss Q Carlock, please do. She is the woman to see. She's a great educator when it comes to different cases, whether it be here in the United States or abroad, such as the UK, Scotland, Australia. We need to take a look at those stories too and get some information on how they deal with missing persons and homicides and things of that nature, to see universally if they operate like we do here in the United States. You know, a great educational channel indeed when it comes to true crime. Thank you, Miss Q. Much love to you. Okay, so with that said, yes, please drop Miss Q Carlock's channel page on there. She deserves much props, as well as those covering all of the cases that I've mentioned. But we need to find that telephone number for KGET News. Some kind of contact information so we can make a phone call to them tonight. All right, so let's get geared up. I got to bring everybody up to speed. One more again. And what we're going to basically do this time is to take a look at just a few things I was able to put together. Just a couple of things. And obviously, before I begin, I got to find my stuff. There we go. Got to put a copyright disclaimer. All information that I share tonight on this live presentation falls under the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Copyright disclaimer under this is for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Any materials that I use here tonight that belong to other content creators on YouTube, much props. I will give you credit for the content and also be posting the link in where this content comes from so that those of you who'd like to follow up on the case information I'm going to cover with you tonight, you'll have that as a reference point. It'll be in the description box later on after the live is over and after I take a look at certain things to make sure that all the information I want from the live is in the live. All right. With that said, let's go to work, folks. We got plenty to cover tonight. And we shall begin with where it all started. And where it all started was here, California City. Thank you, Leslie B. Okay. Before we begin, let me get a sound check. Sound check. Type of 1 in the room. Once again. Make sure that we are loud and clear because I want you to hear what I got to say. Okay. Yeah, just roll them out. Just roll them out. This is an active work live. I'm going to be asking certain people to do certain things. All right. Let's see. We can get somebody on the phone. Two 283-1717. Yes, good evening. Could I speak with someone in reference to the Orson and Orrin West case? Is there anyone following up on that assignment?
I don't think I have a specific reporter on it as of right now. I am the news desk. You can talk to me.
Oh, okay. My name is John Q. I have a channel on YouTube, and I wanted to, talk with you or someone who's in charge of that story coverage. I wanted to find out if there will be an upcoming update on that story. It's been pretty quiet.
Not that I'm aware of. There hasn't been one that's been told to us. I can reach out and see if there's going to be an update.
Yes, can you do that? And I guess that would be your supervisor?
Well, we would call the police, see if there's an update. As of anything else, speculation-wise, it's speculation.
Right. Because I noticed that there hasn't been any updates coming from, your newsroom, and was curious as to whether the case went cold or not.
No, I do not believe so. I believe it's still under investigation. I will have to follow up with police, but as far as we know, it is still ongoing investigation.
Okay. And when was the last update you guys did? Because I can't seem to find it on YouTube or any of the other social platforms.
Let's see here. I know we try to run it every week or so, at least once a week, reminding people that they're still missing. Let's see here. But an actual update with new information, I want to say BPD put out a timeline not too long ago on their Facebook. I believe they sent it out to us too.
Okay, and I guess that timeline was back in May, if I'm not mistaken. Was that a May date?
That's a good question. Let me see here. Jeez, yeah, I think it was.
Yeah,
That sounds about right.
back in May, yeah, because we now, are into June is past, July is past, August is getting ready to pass. We're in 8 months and rolling, and there's been
It
no.
would have been June.
Yeah, would have been June.
1st, I believe.
Okay, yeah. And so that was the reason I wanted to call, because I know you guys are busy with local news and things of that nature, and wanted to find out, whether there was a specific reporter still covering that case there at the newsroom.
Not as of right now. We've had a lot of people leave, as I'm sure you've seen, and so the newsroom is still kind of rebuilding back up right now.
Right. Are you one of those? Are you one of those reporters?
No, I've been here. I'm the assignment desk, so pretty much everything comes in out through me.
Right.
So I'm an assignment editor.
Oh, assignment editor. Okay, very good. And what is your name again? I'm sorry.
My name's Mason.
Mason. Okay. My name is John Q. It's good to meet you, Mason.
Morning, John.
And is there like a special request I can make of you, Mason, to maybe talk with one of the news reporters and try and see if you guys can get an update? Because it's long overdue.
Yeah, I'll pitch it in our meeting and see if we can find anything out. The only thing is for trying to update, we got to have new info. So.
Right. And you guys usually get that from, it's not California City Police Department anymore. It's Bakersfield, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And is Sergeant, I guess his name is Greg Pear, is he still the lead on this?
Robert Pear, he's the PIO.
He's the PIO, okay.
Yeah. The chief is Greg Terry. I don't know the exact detective on the case. I'd have to go look.
Okay.
Let me see.
I appreciate you taking the extra effort to take my call and work with me on this, because it is important.
Yeah, no worries. So I know they've been. I believe one of the detectives is Detective Hernandez.
That's with an F or an H?
Hernandez with an H.
Hernandez.
And several other detectives, so it's not just one single detective on this case.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds pretty good. And there isn't like a log of any kind where a reporter would contact one of these detectives, whether it be Hernandez or anyone that's working the case on a daily basis or a week-to-week basis for any updates?
So it used to be our reporter Raphael Stroud was the reporter who was following this, and he has left. He is up in the Bay Area working for NBC now.
Okay.
Yeah, working for the network. So we have lost him. Let's see. It looks like we've been rerunning. We check in every once in a while with BPD, see if they have any new information. Usually that answer is no. Or they tell us, there's information, but not available to the public.
Right. Okay. So when you get that kind of an answer, you guys don't report that to say that there's no new information?
When we run our follow-ups, like I said, we try to run at least once a week. We say still no new information. Anyone with information, please call Secret Witness Hotline. Right.
And when's the next scheduled update as far as your paperwork is concerned that you see of?
I'm not sure. It doesn't look like we have it scheduled yet, but I can bring it up in the meeting. It's something we need to follow up on anyway. So.
Yeah, definitely, because since June, I think since you bring that up, We're swinging out of August, getting ready to go into another season within the next couple of weeks. You know,
Right. A month away from fall.
yeah, pretty much. And school starting for a lot of the kids and everything else like that. And I always think of Orrin and Orson, being now 5 and 4. At least for one of the boys being of school age, he would be starting school.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to find out, by calling and speaking with someone there tonight, and I'm glad it was you, in reference to any updates, because there are a lot of folks online that I talk to that always ask me, is there any updates on the boys? Any updates on the boys? And I see none, I hear none. I start scratching my head out of curiosity to say, well, the news was covering this almost back to back when it broke, but now it's gone quiet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just no new info coming out. If we get new info, it's going to be out there.
Okay, so Matt, is there anything that I would have to do in order to follow up with you to make sure that this goes forward?
I mean, you can always give me a call, but it will go forward, and it's definitely on our radar, and it hasn't left. It's just other things are happening, and only so much time in a newscast. And if we don't get an update, we usually don't post anything new.
Right. Okay. So between, I guess, my phone call with you this evening and the end of the month, would I be reaching too far to say something could develop within the next couple of weeks?
I mean, possibly not. I mean, it just depends. I mean, we'll definitely run something. At least even if it's just hey, if you see these kids, please call.
Right. Okay. Well, Matt, it was Mason. It was very good talking with you. I will follow up with you now that you usually work during these hours.
Yeah, 9:30, 6:30.
Oh, okay. And I can get you at this number?
Sure can.
Oh, okay. Well, very good. Once again, my name is John Q. I have a channel on YouTube that I cover, true crime stories and everything. And wanted to reach out to you guys because it's kind of been very quiet getting updates and whatnot. So I appreciate your time and at least speaking with me in regards to this matter.
No worries. Oh, cool.
Okay. All right. Well, take care. And I look forward to seeing an update very soon.
All right. You have a good one.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Type of 1 if you like that phone call. Type of 1 in the chat if you like that phone call. We can make more. I'm going to just drop this link here once again. All right, the link is in the box. All right, thank you. That was the news assignment desk. Guy by the name of Mason spoke with John Q about an update for the boys. Hopefully we have something in motion. I did put in a request, and now we'll see within a week or two if they come up with something. Obviously, they're going to contact the Bakersfield Police Department in regards to any news or updates. If they have none, they'll be silent. If they do have something and they want to scratch a little bit, then something will get posted on the news. Either way, we win, is the point. And I will be following up if I don't see anything. How's that? All right. So let me see if, okay, I do. I have a special guest coming up, and There's only one person that I know is qualified to talk with us tonight in regards to evidence that was collected personally by this person. He's a content creator, has his own channel, his boots on the ground. And I would like to, let me come out of screen share because I can always go back. I would like to bring up on board Mr. AV Watchmen, Steve.
What's going on? What's going on, John?
I'm doing good, Steve. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me on. What's up to everybody that you have here on the chat? Appreciate you guys for having me.
Yes. Much love to you, Steve. Put some hearts and prayer hands in there for AV Watchman, who has joined us tonight. We're going to be going over some critical information. Steve was able to do something that no other person that's been involved in the case concerning boots on the ground out there in California City was able to capture some video surveillance footage in regards to that night, December 21st of 2020, from a next door neighbor, and was able to just to get into it, Steve, how did you get connected with this case? What was the thing that came to you and you said, sure? What do you?
Well, I remember I've said it a couple times before on the other live feeds. What happened was Matt from AV News Crew. Okay, so me and Matt, we go. I'll start from the beginning.
Yeah, sure.
Me and Matt, we go kind of far back. We did not always see eye to eye because I was more of the type that would hold law enforcement accountable with my camera, all government personnel with the camera. And Matt, on the other end, he has a press pass, press credentials, so he can't really, do the stuff that I was doing. So it's not that we were against each other. What happened was people were, spreading rumors and, oh, that guy's talking about you and that guy's talking, stuff like that, right? But then finally, when me and Matt actually sat down to talk, we figured it out, like, oh, people are, just acting funny. Now, when Matt got a hold of me and told me about the case with the boys, he said, hey, man, there's something really funny going on out here in Cal City. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something not right. I said, what's up? What's going on? He said, you heard about those two boys that, came up missing? And I said, I heard a couple of things about it. Well, what's up? He's like, well, how do you feel about coming out here covering it? And he goes, I already know that you will dig and you will not stop digging until you get answers.
Right.
And he said, you could probably do a lot more than I could because of his press credentials. Now, because he has that, he's limited with what he can do and say. It's almost like, because they could strip him from his license. You understand?
Right.
So I show up out there, and the first day I was out there, I just, walked around and looked around and started looking for cameras. Right away, that was the first thing. I started looking for cameras, and I noticed that there was a camera across the street, right across from the boys, and then the neighbor, which we know is Mike, he had his cameras. And so, I didn't just walk to Mike's door or nothing like that. I stood there for a little bit just looking around, and then Mike actually drove past me when I was out there, and he pulled up and started talking to Matt. So him and Matt were talking. I didn't even know Mike. And once Mike left, that's when Matt tells me, yeah, that's the neighbor. And I told him, I said, hey, did you ask that guy for any video footage or anything like that? Because he has a camera pointed right towards the house. And Matt's like, well, yeah, FBI or Kern County Police Department, they already took his recordings. They already have everything. And so I was under the impression that, okay, well, they had it and there's no way to look at this stuff anymore. It's gone. But I didn't know that he already got it. He already actually got it back. So they took it and they made copies of it, I guess, and then they gave it back to him. So it was the next day or I think it might have been the very next day, I ended up going back to Cal City by myself. And I was over there looking around again, and I was at the side of the house, and I was thinking, how did nobody see anything if these boys supposedly came out this back gate here? And that's when I started walking around and, actually knocking on doors and asking people, hey, did you guys see anything? And this and that. Well, that's when I actually met Mike, was the second day. He ended up walking up to me, and he was like, yeah, it's pretty crazy, man, what's going on here? And I said, yeah. So you guys didn't see nothing or hear nothing? He was like, well, I gave my video surveillance over to the cops, but other than that, I really don't know nothing else. And so he didn't say, well, you want to take a look at it? It was none of that. That didn't happen until the next day when I went back again and I was on my live feed. And that video is actually, it's on my channel. That is the day when Mike's like, hey, well, you know what? Just come on in and take a look. So that's the video that all of you guys were able to see. And just from watching the video, I'm just like, wait a minute here. Supposedly they had 6 kids in the house, but I only seen 4 walk out. And that was on the 19th. And I go, wait a minute, there's only 4 kids, but they're supposed to have 6 kids. So, that stood out to me. And then another thing was, you can see the dog in the backyard through the fence, the gaps in the fence.
Right.
You can see the dog. And I'm like, okay, well, where are these kids at? If you can see the dog walking around, and the dog is shorter, a whole lot shorter than the kids are. You should be able to see these 2 kids. And you don't see those kids at all.
Right.
But you do see, well, from what I know, it's Triselle in the backyard from his story about, collecting wood or whatever, whatever else he was doing out there. You do see him back there. But according to Triselle, he said that he was in the backyard and that he walked inside, and when he came back out, they were gone. He said they were there, then they were gone. It was something weird he said. You remember that?
Right.
Okay. But if you go back and you look at that video, he wasn't inside the house for a long time at all. He only goes off camera from what Mike's camera picked up for not even a minute. I think it was like less than a minute. And then he was back out in the backyard. And that's when I'm thinking that supposedly that's when the boys, according to him, were not there anymore.
Right. So what I wanted to do, since, you've cut out some very important time out of your schedule to join us here tonight, which I certainly appreciate on such short notice, I wanted to walk through certain things and get your first impressions. And then I'm going to go to the video surveillance footage that you were able to record.
Right.
And if you could walk us through a little bit of it, even though it's already been recorded, I'm sure that you've had some thoughts about it afterwards that you can chime in on. Yeah. Okay. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at the first reporting of this incident of the missing boys from Triselle and Jaclyn West on the day that they did their first interview with news reporters.
We just want to thank everyone in the community for all the support we've seen. We felt so helpless, and seeing everybody out here really looking and helping out really means a lot. So tell us what happened the night that we
Okay.
from our yard.
Oh, I was gonna make a fire. It's a lot of wood in this area right here.
Hey, John.
I open up
John.
the gate. I'm throwing bringing it inside.
Is there a lag or what? Sounds laggy.
Wife's inside with all this to go outside and play with chalk in the back patio. Do not let them go on the dirt in the backyard. And keep them close. So I was playing with chalk, and I came to the house. I saw them there.
Yeah, I can hear you, Steve.
One house, came back
There's
out.
a lag, obviously,
Didn't see
John, because I called your name over 20 seconds ago.
Boy said no. They should be outside playing with chalk. I said, well,
Okay. Yeah, there is a slight lag, and I do apologize for the lag
Well,
on that.
hold on, John.
It is
can you
a
hear
little
me
choppy.
right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
You might have a lot. It might be because you have a lot of windows open. You got a lot of windows open up there.
Okay.
I could literally barely hear anything that's coming out of this video. Sorry about that. Just letting you know.
No, that's okay. No, that's okay. It's good to know that we might have to line it up again. I'm going to reduce the amount of windows.
I mean,
See if
it might
that helps
be
it. Okay.
And if you can you rewind it just a little bit, John, please? Thank you.
You're reading my mind.
Good stuff.
Reading my mind. Okay. All right. So let's see if this clears up.
We just want to thank everyone in the community for all the support we've seen. We've felt so helpless, and seeing everybody out here really looking and helping out really means a lot. So, tell us what happened next.
okay.
From our yard.
From our yard.
What
the hell is that all about?
I was going to a lot of wood in this area right here next to our house. I opened up that gate. I'm throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest two go outside and play with chalk. And do not let them go on the back close. So it's chalk. And I came to the house. I saw them there. One house, came back out. I didn't see them there. I immediately went back in, asked my wife, did you see the boys? She said no, they should be outside playing with chalk. I didn't see them, so I came back outside. I started searching. I searched the whole thing.
Now, if you notice, I'm going to pause it here for a second. If you notice, the reporters are not asking him any questions as they would normally do. You know, you answer and then they ask a question. You answer to the best of your ability, ask questions. You get a back and forth kind of dialogue between the interviewees and the interviewers. And the way he comes off, and obviously you can see body language here. You can see a dichotomy between the two, separation between the two. And obviously Triselle holding his body. I once thought it was because it was cold outside, since it is the month of December. How cold was it out there, Steve, when you went out there?
I don't know, probably about the low 80s maybe or something like that, because you know it's the desert, Mojave Desert. So here's the thing, and I had a lot of it wasn't a whole lot of people, but there was a handful of people that said, well, what difference does it make if they were out, if the dog's name is Chalk, or if they were playing with chalk? It makes a huge difference. Now, when we first went out there, we have pictures and video of that concrete slab. There was no chalk scribbles on it. There was no drawings on it at all. That didn't happen until later, when I believe it was when Jaclyn's mom showed up out there, Matt from AB News Crew, he has a couple videos from when Jaclyn's mom showed up out there. And then all of a sudden there's this chalk drawn out there on the porch. Now, the reason why I think and I truly believe that they were talking about that dog is because of that name. I really, 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 really believe that. And there's been a couple times. See, I haven't been posting a lot of videos because of the stuff that happened in the past. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so my sole mission, find these boys, ain't about me posting videos on YouTube. It hurts to not be able to update everybody. It does, because I know that there's tons of people that are emotionally involved and they have their hearts involved and they love these boys. You know what I mean? But there's been a couple times where that dog's name has been called out by Philip West. Chalk. That's why I'm telling you, man, I know that dog's name is Chalk. Now, if that dog's, or Chocolate or Choco, whatever the hell they want to call it, it's abbreviated, it's shortened to Chalk. If that dog, you seen how that dog reacted with this just walking past the gate. All crazy like that.
Right.
If them boys were in that backyard and somebody walked up to take those boys, that dog would have alerted the whole neighborhood. Unless it was somebody that knew the dog. Or unless the boys didn't vanish that day from the house. Sorry, I didn't mean to just jump right into that, but it's kind of how it, it came together right now.
Right.
That's
No, I
what's
appreciate
going on,
your
man.
impression.
No, of course. There's no way. There's no way in hell. And I want to know, why the little games? Why all of a sudden when they find out, oh, the dog alerts, boom, looks right at him. Anybody who has a dog, they know. When you say their name, they alert quickly. They look right at you. That dog looked right at me. I don't care what anybody says. That dog looked right at me. That dog is what was in the backyard playing with the boys. According to Triselle, they were back there playing with chalk. And it wasn't until after we found that out is when the mysterious chalk markings started popping up on the backyard, if I recall correctly.
Right.
But before that, there was nothing back there. There was no chalk. And people say, well, what's that got to do with anything? It has a lot to do with a lot of stuff, because it shows that if it was the dog, nobody just walked up and took them boys. Triselle and Jaclyn were straight up lying. You can see it all over them. I don't know who can't see the lies that are coming out of them. I mean, Duty Ron had body language experts get involved with this, and they all say they're guilty. Their body language is way off, of people that's not telling the truth. And these are people that are retired FBI and people that knows certain body language. You get what I'm saying?
Right. They have the law enforcement personnel that will forensically, out of the BAU, which is the Behavior Analysis Unit out of the FBI, cold read a lot of different types of responses that people give, especially if they're questioned by law enforcement, and they're able to pick up certain cues, whether it be breathing, whether it be fidgeting, nervousness, eye shifting, body shifting, you name it. And we see that here.
Right.
It is fully present here during this interview, but I'm just going to continue just so that we can move along.
Look at this. Like, what's going on with that? Come on now.
I realized that I left the gate open, and I came out, searched the house for wife. Well, that didn't pan out. I got in the van. I looked down the street, both directions. It was getting dark, getting cold, and I got in the van and I hit a bunch of corners. I went down this street. I turned my light on. I searched. I called their names. Talked to a gentleman on the street on the other side over there. He didn't see me. So then I came home and I told my wife, we need to call the cops. It's getting dark and I need help. We got to get going. So I called the cops. Cops came. First thing they did was tell us to stay in the house so they could hold us. And they had us just sitting there and we were searching. But everybody came out in droves. And I wanted to thank you guys. That night, but we couldn't go outside.
The cops told us the best are out here.
The best are out here searching, and we appreciate it. And nobody ever could tell. We could never talk to anybody, and that was the issue.
We just want to thank everybody.
We really want to
and
thank you guys.
please, if anybody has seen them, please call. Let somebody know.
It call California City Police Department. Call them and let them know what you've seen, if you see anything. Our boys, they are going to be rambunctious, okay? They are going to be here in this area, and I really would like to go in the house because I want to invade people's privacy. I just want to know if make sure. That's it. Because I don't. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Good question.
Oh no, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I was just going to say, this is the first
Oh,
time
okay.
hearing
Okay. Okay.
you guys will be on it. For you guys, for people who are thinking that there's some kind of foul play involved.
Some kind of foul play involved. Jaclyn and Triselle, did you have anything to do with the disappearance of those boys? Yes or no? That would have been my question. Straight out the gate, since foul play has been mentioned in this case. And that way you can proceed with the interview knowing that obviously they're going to deny, no, we didn't have anything to do with the disappearance of our children. We did this and did that, and we did what we were supposed to do. And that excludes them up front. And it's the same thing with the Summer Wells case. Hey, Candace, Donald, did you have anything to do with your daughter's disappearance? Yes or no? It's a close-ended question. We're not looking for explanations to anything because they went missing. You don't know. You don't know. So did you have anything to do with it since foul play was brought on the table? Yes or no? And that would have excluded them right away in December when this news conference took place. Let's continue. And by the way, I believe this was Crenshaw's copy of the interview.
We just spoke to the biological mother. She says she had a conversation with you guys. You think there's some kind of foul play involved? That you guys did something.
And that's understandable.
What's your response to that?
Understandable. I would think the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly the point. And we can find our babies. Then guess what? That's no. And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it. And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that I am sorry because in trust, and it became our children. We named.
Hey, John. Pause it real quick.
Children.
It's skipping a lot, but if you can just rewind it just a little bit. This part right here really stands out to me a lot. Listen to listen to him really good, how he emphasizes on a couple of things. I'm not going to say what it is. I want to see if you guys can catch on to it. Go ahead, John.
Hold on.
Yeah, and that's another.
It's dragging a little bit.
Sherry, no 911 call has been made public. That is crazy. They should have been released that at least.
Point. And our babies in what? That's no. That's all I want. The babies. That's it. And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that
Listen.
I'm completely sorry because we were entrusted with her children, and they came to us, and they became our children. We named them, and they are our children, and so we want them back. So please, if y'all could get back on what you guys are doing, we should be able to get a hold of somebody, but they took all of our tech. So
did you guys hear that? Like, did you hear that? A couple things that he emphasized on. Did anybody catch on to that in the chat? If you guys could put it in the comment section, what you think I'm talking about.
And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that I am completely sorry because we were entrusted with her children, and they came to us, and they became our children. We named them, and they are our children. And so
Right there, 2 times, right?
Back. Please.
They are our children. And there's another part where he actually says it again. He emphasizes on that. And it just always stood out to me for some reason from the beginning. Just a couple things that really stood out to me. And I never voiced it really. And I'm not about to start voicing it now, but that, my thoughts on something like that. But that really stands out to me, man. How he's almost like, those are our children now. We named them. You get what I'm saying?
Right. One of the questions
is he trying to like rub it in, like just like Fern just said. Fern, is it rub it? Why rub it into the bio mom's face or something like that? You know. And what does he mean that she entrusted us? She had no choice. What does that mean? Did you hear that part when he just said that?
Yeah.
She had no choice in the matter.
Almost like if they had cooperation of some kind from her to have the kids, you know?
Right. Like, how does that make sense? She entrusted us. No, she did not. She didn't even know you had them, supposedly, right? But yet here he is saying that she entrusted us. How is that? When the state took those babies, she's not supposed to know where the hell they're going.
Right. Now, this news conference is 2 days after the boys went missing. And one of the main questions that popped up in my head is that the biological family is there with the bio mom and the bio dads. And I was wondering, how in the hell did they get there that quick?
Okay, so Matt, I asked Matt that question because a lot of people want to know that. And Matt said that they seen his video. Now, I don't know how. I mean, Matt's videos reaches out, but they don't reach out that far. They reach out far now. I just don't know how. I don't know how that happened, but he said that they contacted him through his video. So I don't know. We would have to literally ask Matt again, but that's what he said.
I just found that just so strange to say 48 hours later, here they are doing a news conference, and the bio family's right there on the sidewalk, all of them. And I said, how is that even possible when you have an adoption that taken place, number one, not unless there was some kind of visitation going on between these two, then I could understand. But I said, man, that quick, and they're standing right there on the sidewalk. Either
they seen it on Matt's, or they seen it on probably, KGET or something like that, the news. From Bakersfield to Cal City, it's only like 45 minutes or something like that. But if you can, John, just one more time, if you could just rewind it right back to that spot one more time. I really want to hear that one more time where he says that they entrusted. Let me hear it one more time.
I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that I
did something.
And that's understandable.
What's yours to that?
That's understandable. Same thing. That's exactly the point. And if we can find our babies, then guess what? That's no. And that's all I want is to find our babies. That's it. And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that I am completely sorry because we were entrusted with her children, and they came to us, and they became our children.
Oh, wait. I think he said we were. What did he say right now? Because it's skipping. I'm sorry about that.
Get back on your guys. Okay. And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her that I am completely sorry because we were entrusted with her children, and
we were
became our children. And they are our children, and we want them back. Please, if y'all could get back on your doing, we should be able to get a hold.
Almost like saying, they're our children, not yours anymore. They belong to us, not you. We named them,
Renamed them.
and we want them back. We want them back. And it's almost inferring, and I guess this is where the foul play comes into it, almost infers that he was subliminally saying, you know, if you got these kids, we want them back.
Right. You notice Jaclyn, where's she looking at right now?
Yeah, she's looking over at the Bio family.
Yeah. And he's making sure he's not looking that way.
Exactly. He's trying to hold this story together as best as he can. But at the same time, too, body language is telling us that they're disconnected. They're disassociated from each other, number one. You know, he has his version. She has hers. His is longer. Hers is shorter.
Wait. Somebody named Snugs. You see what Snugs wrote? Snugs said, wait, I was on the phone with her today, and I wanted to tell her I'm sorry. Is that what he said? That he was on the phone with her?
Yeah, so if he didn't tell her then, what was he calling her for?
So, which means they had each other's numbers already, right?
Right, they knew each other. They knew each other. Before the boys went missing, they knew each other. I don't doubt that at all. They had to.
Holy shit.
That's my case in point. You know, and in looking at this over and over and over again, and how he just smoothly but yet subtly slipped that in there, almost like a private conversation when he talked to her this morning. It's like, okay, well, we got to be talking about Ryan. How does he have her number to be talking to her and to try to apologize to her, being entrusted with her kids? You know, this incident happened and now they're gone missing. So that indicated to me that they knew each other before the boys went missing. And I'm trying to figure that one out. How is that possible? How is it possible? Not unless there was some kind of visitation that was allowed her, but that's still an open, a closed door, you know?
Is that what he said right now? Can we listen to it one more time? Sorry, guys.
No, that's okay. This is what we do. Let's
listen to it one more time.
Guess what? That's no. And that's all I want is to find a baby. That's it. And I talked to her this morning, and I really wanted to tell her this. I'm completely sorry because we were entrusted with her children, and they came to us.
I didn't hear nothing about him saying a phone call. He said, I talked to her this morning. I think that's when she went and knocked on his door.
Please get back on what you guys are doing. We should be able to get a hold of somebody, but they took all of our tech, so they wanted to, I guess, just rule us out, which makes sense. That's part of the investigation. So let's finish it.
Have you guys, you talked to police all last?
Yes.
What? So you guys willfully gave them your
Everything.
technology,
Yes.
the car.
Yes.
Did they get it? How did they get a search warrant? Did you
I
guys?
I don't see why they got one, but they got one.
Yeah,
we would have let them take
one,
anything.
but...
We would have let them take everything. We let them come in and search with us. We asked them to come do that.
What did they pay?
Just tech.
And yes, Steve, you know, if she had gotten there early that morning and knocked on the door, and that's when they spoken, that could be another way of taking a look at it as well. You know, I also wanted to add
I didn't hear nothing about phone call. I didn't hear that right now. I heard somebody we spoke to her this morning, which makes sense because she knocked on the door. You know, something that, you know, she's worried about her kids. So.
Right. So,
and which, by the way, the state, not trying to overtalk, I'm sorry about that, but the state stole them kids from her. They stole her children from her. They had what, and they didn't even tell her that they were adopting them out. And they pushed the adoption. Right. They pushed the adoption through like real quick. Done. And then Ryan, her kids are gone. They're adopted out.
Right.
So,
that's the sad part about it. For the boys who have been taken away from Ryan to begin with and not really give her, I guess, the opportunity nor the chance to try to reconcile any kind of situation concerning the welfare and health of the boys and everything else like that. Had that happened to her, and obviously it's a shock to your system now that your children have been taken. What do you think a mother's thought is going to be 24/7 until she sees those boys again? I want my kids back. Right. But let's continue, because we're going to be getting into some additional information on that. I just wanted to add that because that does appear to look like that's what happened.
And from before you go on real quick, from what I understand, she did everything she was supposed to do, and they still adopted them out. They just stole the boys. That's what they did. They stole them.
Yeah, and maybe maybe to even hit some kind of a quota. All these agencies have certain quotas when it comes to giving any kind of SNAP benefits, any kind of Medicaid, including fostering children out, as well as making sure if there's an adoption process that's in motion, that they close those cases of adoption as final within the courts itself. But all that, obviously takes time. But let's continue.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's crazy. Microphones
from the house.
Oh, well, I guess should I answer that? Okay. So, okay, I guess I don't even know.
I see. We seriously felt like we needed to be out here. We did. Again, we were told the best are out here looking already. Just to stay put. They have more options. Literally a cop with us the whole time in there.
He had sit down. We would ask him to go help. They had to sit down.
Said nope.
He said, no, we got the best out there.
So
we need you guys here in case we have more questions.
I don't want you guys thinking we didn't try. We actually looked before we called the police.
Try? Is that really trying? Going outside for a few minutes and driving around a couple blocks? Yeah. And this freaking cunt, she didn't even go out the house. What is she talking about? They tried. That pisses me off, dude. How does she try?
I believe, I think it was about 4:30, going on 5. It was getting dark, like I said. 5-ish. That's about it. That's when everything played out.
And then when did you guys call the police to report them missing?
After we searched a little bit around here, it was dark, so we definitely got worried.
We searched a little bit here and there.
Maybe within an hour, a couple hours?
No, it was within minutes of us getting finished with our search. Okay. It was within minutes.
What do you guys want people at home to understand about this?
You guys are full of shit. That's what you want us to understand.
About what you guys are feeling is difficult. What do you want them at home to understand about this whole situation?
We're going through it. It's difficult. I mean, everybody's making their own their own conclusions. We're not sure like everything. We're not sure. We said what we knew, and if anybody has seen them or anything, please call the police department.
Would you be willing to provide pictures, or do you have any?
They, I have older pictures. All my newest were on my phone.
Okay.
A lot of people are speaking of this as through the mass.
I
Think you're
wanted to
right, Tasha.
interject here because, I wanted to interject here to state that since this whole case started, there has been no 911 call revealed
Since
or
it's all
released.
since it's all played out, right?
Right. And I find that quite strange, that the police, on a usual, typical basis, they always release a 911 call, especially if it's for a missing person. No need to hold or conceal or secure down a simple 911 call when it pertains to activating the police to arrive at a specific location to talk with specific folks about people that have gone missing. But yet, in this case, it has not been released at all. And you kind of have to ask yourself, why is that from the California Police Department when they got the case? The other most important is the photographs that they used. Not having any updated or recent pictures. Now, she just told us she's got recent pictures, but they're in the phone, but the phone has been confiscated by the police. But yet, the pictures that we see that has been posted are far more earlier than the recent photos that she should have had, that should have been a part of the release when they put up those billboards and flyers and all of that. And you have to ask yourself once again, why is that? Why do they
it's
have
true.
younger pictures than more recent pictures of the boys?
And I'm sure she's gotten her property back by now, right?
Oh, absolutely.
How come she hasn't posted recent pictures up of the boys?
Not a one.
Not one. Not one.
A one. Not a one.
Now these people are full of shit.
Why is that? You
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
And
They don't
I
care,
want-
man. These people don't care. People don't care.
What kind of boys are these? Tell us about the boys.
Very playful, very rambunctious, and they do they do love to kind of get each
They're
other.
kids.
They're kids. Of course, they out, but we would they mimic.
What?
We wasn't trying to go,
That,
you know,
listen,
out
hey,
here,
hey, John,
inside.
Chai, is that how you say your name?
Yeah.
I remove somebody named Chai. I remove kids for a living. And here, how's that work? The oldest had a femur fracture, almost always abuse, and the perp was unidentified. You do know, I don't know if you're new to this whole case, but her kids weren't moved from that. They were not taken for that. She was found that was an accident, and they were supposed to have been, long gone, not even thought about no more, whatever the hell. They used,
Right.
from what I understand, she had marijuana in her system, and they end up using that as an excuse way later on to remove the boys, if I recall correctly. But that whole thing about, I had a hairline fracture, whatever, and that's why they removed. Listen, there were other kids in that house. Why didn't they remove all the kids? Why would they just pick two? Here to take that one and that one. But yet there was three more or four more, whatever it was. What about those ones? Oh, the hell with those ones. If there's abuse, and let's just take these two, but we'll leave these ones over here. That way they keep on getting their asses kicked. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. The state did some shady crap. That's all it is to it. It did something shady. Every social worker I've talked to, they all told me, no, we've never removed kids for little marijuana use here and there. So what? It's legal now, right? Everybody smokes weed, right? That's what all these people are doing. I heard it's legal, but yet here they have this crooked cop, which I believe is dirty, following Ryan Dean and the other family members around everywhere through Bakersfield, harassing that family, and he's involved. He told a DCFS worker to not speak to who was it? To not speak to Ryan until
Ryan Dean. Yeah.
Something, right?
Yeah.
How can DCFS got involved because of what that call from the hospital about marijuana? being in the system. So who is this cop to go up in there and tell people, don't talk to him yet, I'll go talk to him? Like, how does that make sense?
Exactly. You know, if you have a law enforcement official putting the bug of drugs into CPS's mind from a police report, CPS is going to jump in there and start, asking her for, samples, hair samples, urine samples, possibly pull some blood to see if the allegations of any kind of drug use has been used. And if so, that would give them reason to go ahead and pull the kids from her,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So if she got caught in any of that, that was their excuse to pull the kids, but let's continue.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yes.
we did. We searched before we called the cops.
That's
That's
what
what we were saying.
What time did they come up missing?
They came missing right before it got dark. And then we called. I searched that property. I was even around the whole neighborhood right here. I even talked to a gentleman on that side, one of those streets over there. I said, "Did you see some little black kids?" And that way looking for them. That's the way I was gonna come. But when I came back home, I decided to call the cops because it was dark. They couldn't have got away that fast.
And why did it take two people to go in the house and leave two kids out here by themselves? It should have been one parent going in and one parent right here watching the child, not two parents going in the house and leaving two little kids out here by themselves for 10 minutes.
No, they were in the backyard, and the back gate was open.
Out the backyard,
and the back gate was open, and I was getting wood from this lot
here. So you guys
here.
been unresponsible and left the gate open, left some little kids outside with the gate open.
All right. Sorry, you guys were talking about your boys who you're, I understand. For a mother, a mother's intuition. I know you were saying, and we'll get your names after this, but you were saying how you feel like they're in this area. Do you feel the same way? And what is the intuition? What is the sense you get? What do you think happened to your boys? Do you think someone took them? Do you think they're lost? Do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely know they're not walking around. They're not that kind. They do not just roam around. These patches. They definitely, I think, definitely would have been picked up or something.
Picked up. Who picked up? Picked up by who? That's what I want to know. I mean, if that was, hey, John.
3 months?
Yeah.
For every parent that's out there, right? Your kids come up missing. Are you going to use a word like that? Oh, they were picked up or something. What? I would be going postal. Some mother effer stole my kids. They took my kids. Where the f are my kids at? Oh, they were picked up or something. They were picked up. Okay, picked up by who? Who picked them up?
Exactly. That's the next question that has to come. Yeah. That's the next question.
How come these reporters weren't on top of that? So this, I don't know if this was KGT's video. Matt has a video, and there was another news person out there. But why weren't they asking questions like that? Why didn't they catch stuff like that and be like, well, what do you mean picked up? And then, Persia Heat, how come she didn't go get the camera footage from the next door neighbor? She never did. It's I don't know, man. It's just a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
The neighbors weren't out here.
We were looking.
No,
you weren't. We were looking.
Where do you live?
The little boys that y'all raised, this is my biological I understand. I don't leave kids outside. And I understand.
I have 9.
I wanted to freeze it here once again for my commentary. This woman here.
There was Mike.
Salt and
Mike's
pepper
in
here.
that picture.
Is that
Mike
him
is
back
in the
here?
Picture. Yeah, that's him right behind. Yeah, that's him.
Okay. And we got Mike here. We have the aunt here. And then we have the first foster care parent that was watching the boys before they went to the West right here. I think her name is LaToya. We have a gentleman here in a black jacket could have been one of the bio fathers right here. We've got some other people in the background here, one behind the tree, another here in burgundy, and a young lady standing over here, isolated away from this group.
What?
So
Wait a minute.
she's
Who said that?
isolated from the group.
Fire Mama. Wait a minute. Fire Mama said she asked someone if they were live. Did Jaclyn just ask somebody that right now? If they were live or what? On this interview?
Did Jaclyn ask someone if they're alive?
Yeah. Because we have somebody in the chat named Fire Mama 411 is saying that she asked someone they were live. Let's look. Let's check.
Yeah.
It's 3 months.
Wait, what did he say right now?
It's been there 3 months.
The neighbors weren't out here.
We were looking.
We were looking.
I'm just saying, bro. This crazy, bro. I got kids of my own.
Where do you live?
These little boys that y'all raised with us, my
I
biological
understand.
family.
I understand you,
I
brother.
don't leave kids
Oh, no,
outside.
And I understand.
I have 9 kids. I have 9 kids.
There's outside in
no
the backyard
way
that I was
I'm
watching.
gonna leave my kids unattended.
3
Not
and
even
4 year
for
olds.
a minute.
Like you sit here.
I get. We get that. We get it.
They were in the
We
backyard.
feel it.
Don't even look like you worried,
But
bro.
you said the
I've been going through it all the
y'all
2
know
days.
y'all finna go inside the house, right? Y'all are foster parents, right?
No,
Okay,
we're
well, y'all
adopted
adopted
parents.
them,
Yeah,
right?
they are
Okay,
children.
shut the gate. Go in the
There it
house.
is again. They're our children.
House and leave them outside by themselves.
I understand
And
that.
y'all know the gate was
Why
open.
haven't y'all been out with the people around this neighborhood looking at it?
We already told
already
on
said
camera.
I
We already-
don't no cameras last. Even praying with them people. Them people was out to take my nephew.
I didn't see any cameras out here last night. I didn't see no parents out here last night. Let me go back over that one time.
He said that right now, didn't he?
Something last night.
Yeah, Wacko Jacko.
Shut the gate. Take both of y'all to go in the house and leave them outside by themselves.
I understand
And y'all know the gate was
Why
open.
haven't y'all been out with the people around this neighborhood looking at it?
We already told
already
on
said
camera.
that.
We
I
already
saw
told
y'all
camera.
on no cameras last night. I
No.
didn't even see y'all out here praying with them people. Them people was out supposed to take care of my nephew.
I didn't see y'all with no cameras out here last night. On no cameras out here last night.
Yeah.
Last night.
And she started to see you guys out here praying with folks. Or,
Yeah,
looking
last
for-
night. So it appears as though is that they were there since last night, which puts that in a 24-hour pocket.
Huh.
Okay, let's continue. They were there that quick.
Not supposed to happen.
I understand.
Y'all was supposed to take care of my nephew.
I understand.
If anybody's watching at
I
home,
understand. I understand. I understand.
if they're watching, what is your message to them?
The message has always been as soon as possible, call the California City Police Department and please bring our babies home. And that's that.
That's one of the reasons why we actually didn't want to
This
do
is the reason why. Because
the bio
we
family.
were under orders to stay in the house and stay.
What was Jaclyn about to say right now?
We cannot go outside, and that was the issue. We were under orders by the cops to stay home in the house and let.
What was Jaclyn about to say right now, John?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we didn't want to do this.
No.
In front of the bio family.
No, rewrite it again a little bit. I could have swore she said they were told. Watch.
Bring our babies home, and that's that.
That's one of the reasons why we actually didn't want to
This
do
is
this.
the reason why.
Because
we
family.
were under orders to stay in the house and stay because they're going to need to contact us, and we cannot go outside, and that was the issue. We were under orders by the cops to stay home in the house and let the professionals look.
But you just said that they were your children. If they were your children, regardless of what somebody told you, wouldn't you want to go look for them?
Well, we have cops actually
Exactly.
posted in the front
Yeah,
door
but you
right
know how
there.
cold it is at night. Would you
We
not
I
think
totally
We
about
understand
totally
that.
understand.
We
We totally,
understand.
if you guys please, if you guys actually have that question, you should ask the police officer.
the situation, but do you see how it seems
Jaclyn
that
wants to get
Yeah.
out of there.
kids was less than attending
Yeah.
you guys went and then the kids disappeared. How did they disappear?
Exactly, and that's the way we try to figure out.
How? It doesn't make sense. How did they disappear? How did they go out? You guys had
Exactly.
to have supervised already. And my question is, why were they the only two children out? Where were the rest of the kids?
The rest of the kids went with grandma.
With who?
They left. They went on vacation.
So they did it.
No, because they're too young. We didn't. We watched them, and it turns out that happened.
How did the
All right,
other
guys,
Of
sorry, I
course,
know.
of
They're
course.
older.
Just
Yeah,
really
she
quickly,
is swaying a lot.
last
He is too. Look at him.
telling a
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, and a lot of animosity between the two, a lot of tension, and that's why Jaclyn stated that she didn't want to do that interview in front of the Bio family. You know, there's something about her that she's very uncomfortable being around the Bio family, and there's a lot of telltale signs here. You know, between the two of them and their reactions to the questions, not so much from the reporters, but from members of the Bio family, is where they begin to lock up and tense up and really go on the defense. You know, Jaclyn waving her hand says, well, you know, if that's a good question, you should ask the police, you know, not us, you know, but yet they were the ones last with the boys. Crazy. I wanted to just show this. I'm not going to go over it because of time. I didn't expect to actually begin a breakdown series of that one, but here's Ryan Dean. They are being interviewed by the news reporters. We'll come back at another in another live. I want to cover her reaction to the reason why she was there early. She was there at least 45 minutes early before everybody else got there. But yet the aunt said something about them being there last night and didn't see them out there at the prayer visual or out there searching for the boys at that time. What I wanted to do was to get to just part of that, and then I'm going to chime in your video surveillance footage. Here we have John Walker, police chief of the California City Police Department, answering questions by Brian Wang, ABC News, I believe it's 7 or 11, give or take. And he asks a very important question. I wanted everyone to see John Walker's response. He believes in foul play. He's walking the reporter through the various different things that they were able to do, whether they offered the Bio family a lie detector test, in which they did. His response, obviously, he couldn't tell the reporter whether they accepted or not. We're going to say that we can safely assume that they didn't subject themselves to a polygraph. But this was very interesting here to point out.
There's 2 biological children of Triselle and Jaclyn West.
Right.
4 adopted kids in total. 2 of those were born in Orson West.
The way I understand it, and the way I've been briefed on it, there was two biological children, 2 foster children, and Orrin and Orson were actually adopted. So, and then ranging in ages from 10 all the way down to 3.
Were you guys able to confirm that the day the 2 boys went missing, that the parents' other 4 children were not at the home at the time?
They were not at the home at the time. That is correct.
Where were they?
They were in Bakersfield with the grandmother.
What was the reason for that?
I think it was a holiday visit. That's the way it was explained to me.
Okay. Where are the kids now? The other parents' children, where are they now?
In foster care.
They're not being held by another family member or anything like that.
No,
They're all in foster care.
to the best of my knowledge, yes.
Ever since these kids went missing, Warren and Norris and West, the parents' other 4 children have been in foster care.
Correct.
Why?
Until we can determine what happened to the other 2 kids, and determine, well, then it's up to Children's Services when they want to release the children back to the parents.
So at this point, it's not really in authorities' hands. You guys share information with CPS. They look at the situation, and at this point, they're acting on their own and deciding what happened to the children.
Correct.
See, John,
Yeah.
right here, he's saying that they're in just foster care, right? But then there's another interview where he's saying that they're in protective custody.
Right. That was
So
the first
I have
interview.
a question. You have I believe she's a social worker here, Miss Crimes, or Mr. I'm not sure. Chai Crimes. What is that? Let me ask you a question. Okay, there's an interview with Chief John Walker is saying that the kids are in protective custody, right?
Right.
Why would they be placed into protective custody? And what's the difference between protective custody and regular, like putting them in a foster home? Is there any difference, or what is that? Am I missing something here?
No, I don't think you are. I mean, it sounds very distinctive, protective custody versus foster care. We wouldn't say that the children are in foster care and mean that they're in protective custody and vice versa. So they are 2 distinct, different situations altogether. Protective custody is more like law enforcement has them isolated, has themselves, as opposed to foster care having CPS having the children isolated for themselves and into their system. So there are 2 different distinct meanings right there. So here with the interview, the first interview, he was outside the home, where he did mention that the kids were taken into protective custody. And then here, almost a month, I believe this is the bottom end of January, or February. Let me just double check the date on that. Yeah, this is January 22nd as the time of this posting. So this is a follow-up by Bayan Wang in regards to the same question, but now he gives a different answer from the time of the December interview when he was standing outside stating that the kids were in protective custody. Now, almost a month later, he now updates Bayan Wang in regards to them being into the foster care system, that CPS has got them. So something had changed within a relatively short period of time here.
Taken
Absolutely.
Parental figures, and they said when there is implications, proof that there was neglect or abuse.
Mm-hmm.
In your guys' investigation, was there any proof of that or suspicion of that with the parents' other children?
Oh, I'm not going to comment on that.
Wait, what was the question again?
It's in regards to negligence and abuse
in the West home, right?
In the West home, yeah. And his response, I think that was a hot
comment to that.
That was a hot button there. Watch once again, body language.
Yep.
Look at his response.
Parental figures, and they said when there is implications, proof that there was neglect or abuse.
Mm-hmm.
In your guys' investigation, was there any proof of that or suspicion of that with the parents' other children?
Oh, I'm not going to comment on that.
No, yeah, right. Listen, if there was no proof, right, he would say that. No, of course not. There was no abuse. There was none of that. But no, instead, I'm not going to comment on that, which means that there has to be signs of abuse.
Yeah,
Why
I'm
would he
watching
not?
it.
Look at his face.
Yeah.
Look at his face.
Yeah. It's a poker face.
It's like, poker face, like he sucked on a lemon for a long time and then poker face. Look at that. Look at it. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah. If you notice his body language, he took a very deep breath and then released it and then answered because he was thinking about answering it. And then he says, no, I'm not going to answer that. You know, because that's holding his cards close to the chest. That's indication number one. He gives off a signal that there is a possibility that they did come across evidence of abuse or neglect.
Exactly. I mean, because if there was none, he would be able to answer that.
Yeah. Yes
without
or no.
a shadow of a doubt. No, there was nothing like that at all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Steve.
Wow.
I agree with you.
Walker.
Okay. We've also, in previous conversations, spoken about surveillance footage.
Okay.
Obviously, Cal City PD's aware that there's surveillance footage out there, correct?
There's footage off of security cameras from the neighboring homes. That is correct.
Okay. And
that they were not going to release to us at all.
In any of the footage.
Yes. I get briefed on that daily. Again, we have hours and hours of that we're reviewing. So yes, but I get briefed.
Okay. And essentially, and we could clear up just in our last conversation, you weren't able to disclose what was in that film.
That is correct.
Okay. And that's all because it's part of the investigation, correct, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're not able to comment whether only certain amount of kids were seen in a parent's adoptive home from the surveillance footage in the area.
No, I'm not going to comment on
that. You're not able to say whether there was 6 or a total of 4 and all that.
No, because then once again, it's going to cause speculation.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay, so
media, we always have keyboard
let me see if I can
type in and they're,
This does take a little time, but I want to get to the point of the interview that I want to share. Just have to wait for it to continue here. Just give it a moment, folks.
So it's kind of one and the same. So it's a possibility. We're open to all that.
There's all these different factors that I'm laying out. And forgive me, I know there's a lot of them that
Correct. And I'm sorry I can't. I'd love to tell you, exactly you're right. And this is what we know. And this is what we're looking at. And this is what we want to do. And we have this specific suspect in mind. And we're going to make an arrest today. I would love to tell you that.
And just to be clear, I appreciate all the information you've shared so far. There's no black bad blood here.
No.
Just as a journalist, I just have to ask these.
No, I understand. And I'm trying to be as transparent as I can without, tainting the investigation.
Completely understand, and I respect that fully. You were talking about the mountain of evidence you guys are building.
Mm-hmm.
That you guys look here.
Right.
Were you speaking in terms
the
of
mountain of evidence?
I don't know.
You're talking about how you use resources in a certain areas.
Right.
Look at the mountain of evidence that you guys have somewhere.
Right.
Speaking of that, still, is there any physical evidence that you guys have found that indicates foul play?
Well, again, physical evidence, as far as DNA, as far as bloody clothing, something like that. Is that what you're referring to?
Sure.
I mean, physical evidence could be security cam. So, maybe. No.
Okay. Circumstantial evidence. How much of that do you guys have?
That's what you got a lot of.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Okay. All right. Let me ask, just in terms of the overall investigation. At the beginning of this conversation, I asked how many agencies are involved. Cal City Police, you guys, how many police officers do you guys have?
We have 13 sworn, including me.
Okay. And how many people each day, because you guys are the lead investigators, are working this case?
Oof. Off and on, at least 3. So that taxes my resources, but that's okay. My guys are working hard, and they don't complain about it at all.
So you have basically 3 rotating,
right,
working this case every.
We have
day.
somebody touching on it somehow every day.
And just to be clear for those people who hear this interview, doesn't mean there's 3 total personnel working this, right? Is there from BPD and KCSO and FBI?
Oh no, there's a ton of people working on this thing
every single day.
Yes, absolutely. And we liaison with them, or I do daily. I reach out to them and we liaison. Okay, what do we got today? What we got? Anything new? What are we going to do tomorrow? Which way are we going tomorrow? What else can we get? And every time I get a tip or a clue, I pass it on to them as well. And if they can follow up on it, great.
And as I'm closing up here, I just want to know, have the adoptive parents, Jaclyn and Triselle, are they, have they been asked not to leave California?
Not to my knowledge. We never asked them that.
Are they?
All we asked them is to be available if we need to get a hold of them, and they have been.
Okay. Any other? You guys are lead investigators. You guys share information. Has any other authority suggested to Jaclyn and Triselle not to leave California?
Not to my knowledge.
Anything?
So they are free to go anywhere they want to go upon their own recognizance, and that's it. That's pretty much cut and dry. Here's what we're going to do right now, since we're on John Walker.
Crazy, because John Walker just basically said that there were signs of abuse, but yet they can go wherever they want.
Yeah. So let's see if we can get Bakersfield Police Department on the phone.
Hey, Danny, I need to get with pain comes strength. I need your phone number again. I've been doing a master reset on my phone. I lost all contacts, and I need to talk to you about something. So, something that we have going on out that way.
Yeah, Steve, I don't want them to pick up your voice.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. Do I have the Bakersfield Police Department?
No, the secret witness hotline. If you need the police department, I can give you that number.
Yeah, sure. Can you transfer me or no?
No, not from the hotline, sir.
Oh, this is the hotline?
This is a secret witness hotline.
Oh, okay. Because I was looking for the regular number.
Oh, I can give you that number. 327.
327.
7111.
327-7111.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Hey, Chai.
Yeah.
Send me an email at Antelope V Watchmen at gmail.com, and I'll give you my phone number over there, and then we'll set it up for a live feed call-in.
Okay, let me just do this real quick while you're on.
Thank you for calling the Bakersfield Police Department. If you have an emergency or need
Yeah, what is that?
In progress crime, please hang up and dial 911. Please listen to the following options. Pressing star will cause this message to repeat. You can press your desired number selection at any time during this message. If you are calling from another law enforcement agency, press 1. If you need to be connected with the jail, press 2. To reach the property room, press 3. If you are calling about your impounded vehicle, press 4. If you are calling to get a copy of a report that you have already filed, press 5. If you wish to be connected with the Investigations Division to reach the detective assigned to your case, press 6. If you wish to speak with the court-ordered registrant unit, transferring to
Investigations 100-3846.
Investigation Division.
3846.
$10:22 New York time. That would put me at 7:22 your time.
The Investigations Division of the Bakersfield Police Department is currently unavailable. If you have an emergency, hang up and dial
Investigation
911.
Division is
Our business
unavailable.
hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m.
Donut shop, donut shop.
and from 1 p.m. until 5
Donuts.
p.m. except holidays. If we are unavailable during normal business hours, please leave a message after the tone, and we attempt to return your call.
We attempt to return your call as soon as possible. Nope, not you. Not you. There we go.
Thank you for calling the Bakersfield Police Department. If you have an emergency or need, please stay on the line while your call is transferred to the operator.
Police Department.
Yes, do I have the Bakersfield Police Department?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I'd like to speak with the person in charge of the Orrin and Orson West case, if they're available.
That will be a detective, and they are not. They get off at 5, but I can transfer you to the Investigations Department so you can leave a message for them to reach out, contact you when they come back in the morning.
Okay, because I just got transferred there and there was no answer.
Yeah, that's what they're 8 to 5. There's no one there right now. What you would do at the number that they gave you is just leave a message, leave your information, and who you need to contact, and the lead detective will call you in the morning when they come back at 8 a.m. But they're off duty right now. They're only 8 to 5.
Oh, okay, because I was hoping I could speak with someone in regards to any kind of an update that is upcoming from the Bakersfield Police Department in regards to the case.
Right, that would be the lead detective. And it's probably a team, not just one detective, but yeah, that's who you would want to speak with.
Oh,
This is dispatch. We wouldn't have any other information. We would need to speak with investigation. That's why they gave you that phone number. But all you need to do is just leave a message, and then someone will be able to recontact you.
oh, okay. I'd like to do that then.
Just leave your contact information. I'll put you back through, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
Steve, could you mute up? Because I hear a background.
All right. Mute right now.
Thank you. I don't want to have them catch your background.
Shh.
Come on, Bakersfield. Oh, they got to change this recording. Oh, God.
And from 1 p.m. till 5 p.m., except holidays.
Except holidays. Oh, my God.
Business hours. Please leave a message after the tone. We attempt to return your call as soon as possible. If you need further
Sounds like the Terminator.
assistance, please dial 327-7111.
Yes, my name is John Q. I'm calling in reference to the Orrin and Orson West case. I understand that there is a lead detective that is maintaining the case file. I could be and that concludes my call. I left my cell phone number. See if okay, Steve, you can unmute my cell
Thank you
phone
for
number
calling
to
Bakersfield
have them.
Police Department. We are all unavailable right now to take this call. We're too lazy and fat, eating donuts, doing nothing, getting off at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
You know, they got my number.
I love
Sounds like
that.
they got the Terminator on duty, you know.
Right.
But anyway, we're gonna jump to your clip over here, where you actually go to Mike's house and begin recording that video surveillance footage. There were a couple of questions I wanted to run by you, and at the same time, you can tell me to pause, so that this way, for you to include any new feelings or any new thoughts as to this video surveillance footage, you can include that in tonight's live, Steve.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
That's a female? Oh, a little boy? What's up, little guy?
Follow the little guy inside. My goodness.
Lock it or? All right. All right, guys. Thank you guys for staying on the live. But we're about to find out his actions and what he did. Hey, can you guys see pretty good or what? Hit 1 if you guys can see. Let me open this up real quick. Got you.
I'm just shifting to full screen.
Let me read through your comments real quick. Okay. All right, so he's going back to the 21st. You know what, let me turn that off. Ignore phone calls. Hey, is that what Ricky's in here? Okay, so this good? It's good? Yeah. All right, guys, so we are gonna watch the video from the 21st of December, and this is gonna be his actions that day. Okay, I'm ready, bro.
This is the guy Mike's house that Steve is at right now, recording from his phone.
That's his house.
What did you hear? What he said right now? Can you back it up just a tiny bit? I think he gave the time. I think he said it was 4:30 or something like that. You think, is there any way? All right, so he's gonna probably off, no? What do you think? Is that good?
I think you actually zoom into the time.
Okay, isn't that 4:30 like he's saying? Okay, 4:30. But then magically, we find out that it's an hour off later on, supposedly. All right. Yeah, you want to go? You want to black out? Right? Yeah, let's do it. Good. Okay, guys, so turn the lights off real quick. That way you can see a little bit better.
All right, so this is the time he's gonna report his kids missing. So it's 4:31. He's gonna come out right now.
It's 4:31.
Okay, so what we're looking at, guys, is here. See that van? So he's gonna come in outside any moment now to make the call.
Well, he's gonna look for his kids apparently, but you're gonna see how he does it and what he does. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. You see that there, John?
What's that?
John, if you could just rewind it a little bit when I zoomed in, just rewind it a little bit.
There you go. So the light came.
Just rewind it just a little bit if you can, please.
Thank you guys for staying on the live. But we're
Not
about
that
to
far,
find
man.
out
Just right to where I zoomed in.
and what.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Trying to get it back.
Hey, can you guys see pretty good or what? Hit one if you guys can see.
All right.
Hey, you want to go? You want to black out or what?
It's up to you.
Yeah. Let's,
Good.
okay. All right, guys. I want to show you guys something real quick. That way you can see a little bit better.
He's gonna look missing. So it's 4:31. He's gonna come out right now. We'll see him come out.
Okay, get ready to pause when I zoom in all the way. Looking at guys here. See that van? Okay, pause right there. So pause. Okay, look to the right. There's something there that looks like a vehicle. You see that? In between the two trees, there's the van, and then right there, that looks like a vehicle to you, right?
Yeah, it does look like a vehicle.
It looks like a vehicle. I started thinking, hey, is that a damn car? Is that a car? So what I've done, I've gone back out there and I've taken video that I'm going to be uploading in a couple days. The way the lights shine off of, I think it's a mailbox there or something right there, or there's something there that makes it look like a vehicle when there's nothing. It's not a car there. I thought it was a car too. A lot of people started thinking, is that a car? Is that a car? It looks like a car, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look like something that's there. It gives off the shape and appearance that a vehicle is parked. It's a dark car, and there's some kind of a light shimmering off of it.
Off the side, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Here, I'll post a video tomorrow. That way you guys can see this. Because I've tested this out, and I'm like, you know what? Let me see. Maybe it's just the way the lighting was. You know, I've seen comments. People are leaving comments like, hey, there's a car right there. But I've tested it out multiple times, man, with another friend of mine out there recording with his camera right there at that same spot, but from across the street, and there's literally no car there. But yet, the way it looks at night, at what time was it? 4:31. Then we find out that it's 5:31 supposedly. It looks just like that, but there's no car there. It's crazy. It's just weird. I don't know how it did that.
Now, did Mike tell you what kind of a camera that he used to actually capture this footage?
This was the Ring camera. He has
that was on his window.
Yeah, he has like 4 Ring cameras on his house or something like that. And I think he added a couple more after, Doug pulled that stunt where he was trying to entertain everybody. But yeah, that was a Ring camera. Right here is, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Coming outside any moment now to make to call.
Well, he's gonna look for his kids apparently, but you're gonna see how he does it and what he does. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now, given in appearance, it being about 4:31 right now in California time, it appears, in the background, it appears to be dark out.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yeah, it does.
Okay, so being that you said that this is an hour difference or an hour off, we're actually taking a look at something more closer to 5:31 than 4:31. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As you
All right.
can hear here in the video, Mike even said it's 4:30, and I even said it's 4:30. But yet we found out later on that supposedly it's like 5:30, and it was like an hour off or something like that.
Okay, yeah, because I've always found that to be a little bit of a problem when it comes to the sunset and nighttime mode. I said, my goodness, California's, even though it's December, and it does get dark earlier,
Right.
California's time, I said, it doesn't go dark here in New York until about near 4:45, 10 to 5, 5 o'clock, and it would be just about as night as 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that I covered that with you.
Wait. Remember, so this was the 21st. This was the day where they had that thing called the Bethlehem Star. Is there another word for it? I don't know. I've always heard people say the Bethlehem Star. So
the North
didn't
Star?
didn't it get darker anyway on the 21st? Earlier? Is that how that works?
Yeah, it's supposed to get dark earlier on that day. You've got 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 in that week. Because of, I guess, the way we're positioned from the sun at that time, we're supposed to be going all the way to the 25th, almost to an entropy mode, to begin swinging back toward the sun, to begin the rest of winter. And then to start spring and summer and then fall back around. So in that oval orbit that we have, it was stated that between the 22nd, the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th would be the last day before we begin orbiting back to the sun. So this would be the longest day of the year, so to speak, or the longest night. Short day, long night. Pivotal point before we begin swinging back to the sun.
Right. And before you go on, Miss Beverly, I know it pisses you off. It pisses us all off, a lot of us off. I get what you're saying, that they're not getting the attention that they should get. So look, this goes for me too as well. Share the videos, guys. That's how we keep this story going and circulating and keep going and going. Share the videos, whether it be mine or someone else's. Just share the videos on every social media platform that you possibly have. Talk about it with your friends and neighbors. Talk about it with your church members. Talk about it with whoever is in earshot. Somebody that you know. Just talk to them about it. That's how we keep the word spreading. And that's the reason why we have flyers and banners and everything else, to get it out there nationwide. And like Jennifer has put up digital signs everywhere. That's how we keep the boy's story alive.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I did want to make a comment, Mystic, exposing the real truth. Please do not block any comments, not unless they are vulgar. I see that Ms. DB was blocked temporarily or timed out. I will read the comment. It says, at John Q, this is a paradigm shift. You are harnessing the power of live stream, the audience, and your professional expertise to bring accountability and transparency into the search of the missing. And I believe that was a very, very good, powerful, positive statement.
Absolutely.
Rather than a negative statement at that. So, Ms. DB, I do apologize for that temporary timeout by one of the moderators. They probably hit the button by accident. These things are sensitive from time to time, but I did catch that. So DB is good. DB is good. Thank you. Let's move on.
In the front?
Yeah, the front, like he opened the side door. You see the door open?
Okay, the door's open to the van. Yep.
You see it?
Yep.
So
Doors
He
open.
gets in through the passenger side. He's in.
Hey, can you guys see the video? Hit one if you can see it pretty good.
And now when he pulls out, he's
Yeah, you
going
got
to
a clean
just
shot there,
drive.
Steve. Nice and clean. Yeah, now we got the lights.
Turn this van on, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, watch.
So
The lights are on the van.
Car on, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And he didn't even look in the front yard, nowhere on the side. Just
nothing.
He didn't come up the street. So he
Okay, right there. That's where that car. Look at that. Do you see that? Back it up a little bit. Just a tiny bit, John. I'm really puzzled with that. Did he just? Is that a car? What is that? Because I've done it. I've went out there with my camera already, and it looks just like that on this video I'm going to upload. But look at that, though.
I want everyone to keep their eye, as Triselle pulls out, I want everyone to keep their eye on the object between the two trees right here. As Triselle pulls out, I want you to notice anything there that may blip out. There seems to be an object there, or it gives the appearance that there is an object. We're going to watch Triselle pull out again.
And what he does, you know what I mean?
Okay. It's still there. As he comes out, he's going to open up the door to get into the passenger side of the white van.
There you go. So the light came on. You see it?
Light
up in the front.
Yeah.
You know, I've been really kicking myself in the butt over this thing,
Okay,
John.
the door's open to the van. Yep.
You see it?
Yep.
So he's gonna hop in his van right now.
Now, there were many people that said that this could have been the move that Triselle made to remove an article of some kind from the house, put it in on the passenger side, and which gave him reason to enter the passenger side and then start his car. One of the variables to this is that it's dark, it's behind that gate, this fence here that obstructed almost his body, but yet we got to see him actually leave out the front, open that door, but yet if he had anything in his hands, a bag, a duffel, or anything, we wouldn't be able to see it nor pick it up. But what would give reason to the driver of the car to enter the car or vehicle on the passenger side, other than to put something on that side first and then get in on that side second? So it does give the appearance that he may have been putting in something, an item of some kind, in the van on that side at that time. Because the next move he makes, which becomes apparent, he did not come out the house to look. Go in this guard. Yeah.
Absolutely. He didn't do shit. Look, so guys, if this is a big if that is a car, then the guy across the street, his camera would have picked it up like really, really, really good. What was the guy's name across the street? I forget his name.
Jesse.
Jesse, yeah. Jesse's camera would have picked that up. Now, this is in between, okay? So there's a driveway right there. This is like one of the horseshoe type driveway, right? And this is in between the two trees where he's about to pull out from. But it also looks like that this, whatever it is directly in front of the actual driveway.
Right. It gives
From
the
the
appearance.
positioning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I wanted to bring that up because that could have been an opportune time for Triselle to make a move and remove something from the house with the cover here. Being that Jesse's house is across the street, the van would have been the obstruction to Jesse actually seeing what Triselle
Absolutely.
was doing on the other side of the van. So it gave him blind coverage there, or line
Right.
of sight blind coverage there.
Right.
We have to also factor that in, and I'm glad you're with us, Steve, because I've been wanting to cover this particular item with you because it's still a moment of opportunity where when the police got there and took the scent dogs and the cadaver dogs and covered this whole entire house and only found the scent in the house rather than outside that gate, I said, well, how could the boys have left the house or the yard, which was John Walker's conundrum? He couldn't figure it out. And I said, well, if Triselle had the opportunity, this would have been the moment that Triselle would have had an opportunity to remove anything he wanted with the blind spot, preventing Jesse's camera from picking him up. So this was a great opportunity right here at 4:32 on the timestamp. Okay, let's continue.
Try to go slow right here if you can.
Hey,
I'm gonna see if I can change the speed.
Or you might have to just play pause. Just do like the frame by frame. I've done that before, man.
You know the technique.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I've done this 1,000 times too. So we got.
Oh, what you got there? You're teaching me something new. What's that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is what John Q does when he studies certain things. I like to go
Okay.
frame by frame. Yep.
Okay.
So we're good, Steve. You know that.
Let's do it.
All right. So
AB is in the building.
Yes.
okay, so I'm gonna turn off the sound because we're doing. Hold on.
You see it pretty good.
Okay. This is slowed down where we can actually take a look frame by frame at this item here that Steve pointed out to us between the two trees. We're going to take a look. Triselle is already in the van. This was an opportune moment for him to remove something from the house.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls out. There's no one on the streets, no patrol cars. Jaclyn is not out of the house. She is not looking. He's turning on his lights.
Okay, keep watching.
We've still
keep
got
watching.
full clearance.
Lights are on.
Yep. And we're looking right here as he begins to pull out.
It's up. Yeah, right there. Right there. Yeah, I still see it.
Still looking at the item.
It.
Yep. And he's beginning to make his left turn, moving out of the driveway.
I think that was a mailbox.
Okay. And I'm still pointing at the item between the trees as he begins to move.
I have it on my big screen TV right now, so I'm freaking.
And he's moving now. And it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. He pulls out. And it almost appears as if he pulls in front of it. No, he pulls behind it.
Yeah, but we still see it.
Still looking for that item. In front of it, I'm sorry. In front of it, it's still right there. Let's see what his lights hit as he makes that left turn. It's still here. He's pulling way out.
Yeah, he sure did. He's making that.
Pulling way out. It's still here. We see the back of his rear lights.
Right there. What's that? Nothing. Nah. I don't see it now.
Nothing. It does appear to be nothing there.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's some type of
What we
weird
call,
reflection thing.
yeah, optical illusion right here. He's getting ready to make a right turn. His brake lights are on.
So he's making a right turn on the very first street.
Yeah.
And I had multiple people try to tell me, oh no, he turned down on the other block, way down the street. No, he turned right here.
It's right there. It's right here. So now, giving him the opportunity to remove an item from the house, that would have been his opportune time.
So right here, John, AB News Crew, he has a partner that lives right where he's passing right now.
Yeah.
Right where he's passing is where there's a guy that lives there that actually, works with AB News Crew every once in a while. He has cameras outside, and his cameras would have caught if he would have made another right or if he would have went straight.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I've asked for it, and no one's provided me with anything.
Okay. But here you captured an excellent glimpse to compare what was done that night versus the story narrative that they gave at the news conference. And as you can see, it's a night and day kind of thing where you had Jaclyn said, oh yeah, we looked down here. We searched a little bit down here, meaning that they both came out of the house to search.
Big negative.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Jaclyn,
she kind of stuck her foot in her mouth.
You don't see Triselle or Jaclyn search anywhere on that side of the house at all. As a matter of fact, when he comes back, he doesn't even come down the street from that direction at all. They weren't out there. They did not search for the boys.
This would have been a great opportunity to pass the boys off if they were in this van right now. It didn't take long. He could have made a phone call previous to him getting into the van to get all set up to do this search thing, and could have placed the boys in the van in some way, shape, or form and left, transferring the boys or passing them off to a secondary that could have been on that block, far down that block, because it didn't take him that much more time within the window of about 5 minutes to return off of Proctor Boulevard back onto 108 and then make that right turn back onto Aspen, as you'll see him do, because you get to see his car lights in the background here as you see those car lights here at 108 Street, and then he makes that right turn back onto Aspen to go back in front of the house. So this would have been an absolute great opportunity to do a pass off.
So when he comes back right now, and he's going to be coming back from the, that corner up there, where you're just pointing, we're going to be able to see even better now what that is. Because there's still a few people in here saying, no, it's a car, or it's an SUV. But once he comes back, we will be able to see his headlights should be directly on that.
Yeah. And so he does take a good 4.5 to 5 minutes, give or take. He comes back at the 16, I think it was 16:38, which would be 4:38 in the afternoon.
That's his phone number, Miss Stormberry. She just put up the detective's phone number, 661-326-3501. That's going to be.
So who's this detective?
That looks like a personal cell number, as a matter of fact. This is Hernandez, the guy that is investigating and looking into the disappearance of the boys from Bakersfield, the dirty cop.
Okay, well, at least we got his number. I could damn sure give that a call. But as you can see, it's a clear night. We're getting light illumination over here, some kind of light illumination on the right-hand side here.
Right.
If you see my arrow, this is all bright like snow. So let's keep our eyes on the upper right-hand corner of the screen to see if there's any activity here. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we'll see in a second. This is going frame by frame. As best as Steve could have gotten this video surveillance footage, he wants to make sure that we have the time. He's looking at the grid. We've got some kind of illumination here, whether someone has gotten in their car or not.
I'm pointing. I don't know. I'm pointing something out up there.
Yeah, you're pointing at the corner. 1634, 22, 23, 24. We still have some light illumination here in the upper right-hand corner. Triselle is around the block. No physical body movement on the streets, nor do we capture anything along the gate. (1634:30). So he still has some time to swing back around this block. No one outside calling for the boys. No one out in this lot searching for the boys, where it would have been a good opportunity.
According to Triselle, he was yelling their names out, which we don't hear on that video because Mike's video cameras actually pick up
audio
voice as well. Audio, yeah.
I would definitely assume so, because most of those cameras would have audio microphones attached to them. If somebody's breaking into your car, and things of that nature, you can normally you could hear that sound, but if you've got a camera with audio hookup, you'd be able to actually hear a lot. So now you're focusing and concentrating on this area here, giving us the indication that he's coming back. But this would have been a great opportunity for Triselle to pass those boys off.
Let me tell you a story.
Why did he leave this area the way he did?
Right.
And now it's 1638, 39. 1638:40. (1638:44). We have the light on in the backyard. We've got some illumination coming around here. In the upper left-hand corner. This thing is still there, whatever it is, whatever that object is, it's still between the trees. (1638:55). Here he comes. Here he is. Still looking at this object in the front.
Yeah, let's watch it. Watch it. Watch it.
Yep. 1639. And his beams should be right on top of it. And if it was a car there, it would have given it shadow right about here. Right here.
Yeah.
So it just may be an optical illusion because those high beams that he's using would have definitely shadowed out that car if it was a car there.
Yeah. Can you guys imagine if we would not have never got this footage, man?
Oh, man.
We would not have never got it. They would have never released this footage. You're not even releasing
you
the
can see
911
clearly
calls.
Yeah, you can see clearly the street is clear.
The only thing that
so he comes
really bothers me is I wish I had something on me that night where I could just download this whole thing, you know? Maybe it would have been a lot clearer. I don't know.
Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to increase the speed back to normal. And we're going to continue to watch.
Appreciate that, real T.
As you zoom, he gets out the driver's side. I try to get it back where I had it. And for you to have captured this the way you did and get the resolution that that you were able to get without having any kind of glare definitely helped when Mike turned off the light.
Right. And we were live.
Yeah.
I think if I wasn't live, it might have came out a lot better.
$16.40. Now the California City Police said that they received a call at 5:44, something like that, from Police Chief John Walker. So that would still be a time opening there. If we followed this time clock at 16:40, and that call didn't go in until 5:44, it'd be well over 45 minutes to almost an hour.
Right.
To say what the hell did they do in that time.
And that's
span.
why they had to clean up this camera and say that, oh, well, it was an hour off. I'm telling you, man, there's something weird going on.
Yeah. That's why I had asked if it was the correct time. It's funny that that daylight savings time for California, you know, at 4:30 would be just as dark as if it was 9 o'clock. And the only folks that would know about California time in December, obviously, are the folks in California. And, you know, that's pretty much where you are and whatnot. And that's why I wanted your take on on the time span of daylight versus the nighttime when it starts to get dark.
Right.
And then for this story to have broken, we also, let me just do this real quick.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Just, you know, man, they're straight up lying. They're straight up lying. They didn't search for the boys. Jaclyn didn't go outside and search. All of us, look, all of us parents know something like that happens. Yeah, we're gonna lose our shit. But I know me myself, I would start looking for cameras. I would run next door as soon as I seen the cameras on Mike's house and tell him, hey man, my kids just came up missing. Something just happened. I don't know, but was your camera recording? Can we go over it? Can we check it? Wow. You know, we were making a phone call to the cops, letting them know, hey, something's going on. You get what I'm saying? Not one time did they go over there to Mike's. Not one time did they go across the street. They didn't do nothing. Nothing. He made it. I'm starting to think, maybe did he know that camera was there just to make it look good and drive a couple blocks real quick? But, you know, he was only gone for, what was it? What, 2-3 minutes?
Between 1633 to 1638 would be about 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Now, here's the other thing, Steve, I wanted to bring to your attention. We've got
I would have
12.
woke everybody up. I would have got my bullhorn out. I don't care if it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, everybody's sleeping. My big bullhorn would have been turned all the way up, screaming my kids' names. Everybody and their mamas would have woke up.
Right.
I wouldn't have cared. I would have woke everybody up. I'm not going to be sitting there thinking about, oh, well, it's the invasion of privacy. The hell with that. Get your asses up here and come out here and help me look for my kids because something happened. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Here's my other point. The boys went missing December 20th of 2020. Is that what the story has been told?
Huh? It was the 21st.
Right. The 21st.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Because the timestamp here with the date being that it is an hour off, you know, has always puzzled me. And then I said, well, if it's an hour off here, I said, I wonder if the date is off as well.
That's something they haven't said. They only said that it was off by an hour.
By an hour. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the date was kind of troubling to see on this. Let me continue. Let me continue because there's another point I want to get to. So now Triselle is back at the house.
Shoot, when my dog comes up missing, I run the streets like a maniac looking for her. This is crazy. They did something to these kids, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it was a good capture on this part, I guess, because as we continue to get into this, we saw a car pass. There was a car that passed on 108. Not unless it was that pointer. Light turned on in the front. Light turned off. And we've got another light. What is that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Hold on. Hold on. Did John Q just catch something? Wait. I want everybody to take a look where that van is. I want you to keep your eye just right where the window is. It's going to show up. I thought I saw lights all of a sudden appear and then go back out.
Yeah, Lisa Lee. Not one time did he say, "Oh, well, it's off by an hour." That whole "it's off by an hour" thing popped up way later.
Yeah, Steve, take a look at where my arrow is right here. Everything is dark in the front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep your eye right over here where the van is. Tell me if you see lights come on and then lights turn off.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've seen that before, like a signal.
Okay. Right, so it has, and they look bright enough to come from a vehicle from behind, but we don't see the vehicle. Here it comes as you zoom back in.
I think they even did that to the back porch light too, and they turn it off, turn it off.
There we go. There we go. Watch the van. There's a car.
Oh, I've seen that.
Uh-huh. And then
I didn't see that before.
should be right. It should,
I
yeah,
thought
it
you
should
were
have been
talking
right
about-
here. There it is. There it is. You'll see it. You'll see it. Boom.
What?
You saw it? Yeah.
The hell was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Yeah. Yeah. John Q caught something. Wait a minute. Yeah. Here is another vehicle that we saw. Yeah. 1642. And it's right up in that area. I don't want to put my pointer there. And you capture it. You'll see the car go right down that street behind the van. I think that's Street 108, right off of Proctor Boulevard, which is the main strip or route that takes you into this area to connect to Aspen. There it comes. Here it comes. There's a move there. And then you'll see the light almost as bright as day. Right about here. Boom. I'm wondering what the hell that was. Whatever it was mechanical. Yeah. There had to be another vehicle back there, Steve. We've got a vehicle that moved off of 108 that came crawling from left to right, and then
that
we had a
might be-
stationary light.
I think people already caught that. I think that was Jesse's vehicle leaving. If I recall correctly, I remember some people talking about that before.
Do you know what kind of car Jesse had when you were out there?
I don't. I forget what it was.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I forget what it was.
Now we've got it again. You see it? I'm not doing a thing.
You talking about over to the
That
right?
is crazy. Yeah, no. Yeah, over to my right. Yeah, it did it again. Wow, that's in 2 spots. At 16, what, 49? Blew up again.
That's weird.
16, 48, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't read it now. It'll happen one more time. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. Boom. Yeah, somebody's moving back there. Somebody's moving back there. Somebody is moving back there. 49, 15, 49, 50. Now, my point in showing this is that when the police showed up, and I think there were two cars that showed up, one came down Aspen from the right-hand side, and then the other one came from 108 to meet. And then we see Triselle get back in his van. I think you and Mike had the discussion that Triselle getting back in his van came out, started it up, and did the same thing he did the first time. And went down that street a second time. Now, the only thing that that ran through my mind was that why did he go back down that street a second time? And when did he come back? And it could be, Lisa, it could be someone's sensor lights on the house down that street. But the only thing about those the lights is that they were moving. Car was moving lights rather than a sensor stationary lights.
Right.
You know, you'll see them blink intermittently from time to time.
I don't believe, to answer your question, Tanya, she says, how is law enforcement missing all this? I don't think they are missing it. I mean, the video that they have is freaking 10 times more clear than what I was able to get. They see everything.
Yeah.
They've seen everything. I don't know.
Yeah, you're recording off off your phone versus them downloading on a thumb drive the actual footage off the hard drive is two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So you will have much better resolution.
Only
I think
64.
This is a police car
from
coming.
From what I understand, he was already in the process of moving out. Yeah, that's when they called the cops, and now the cops rolling up.
Okay, so this is Triselle walking out over here past the tree. Okay, so we have one police vehicle coming off I would say the west side of the street down Aspen toward the house. Triselle is outside talking with the officer here. Lights illuminated. These are brake lights. We should also see Jaclyn, her silhouette, come out that house too. So now you have the police on presence at 1653. All right, now he has his spotlight on, and he's going to 108 to make a left to see if the boys are around the corner. But Triselle getting back in his, Triselle's getting back in his van, and this is what he does. He comes back out the driveway, makes a left turn, hits that first corner, and goes back down that street a second time.
That's crazy.
Now, question is, police car coming from the left at 108, backing up, now pulls on to Aspen Avenue to merge in front of the house.
That's crazy.
What time did Triselle get back?
I don't know. I was pointing something out there. I would have to really hear it to know exactly what was going on again. But I got to get to bed. I have to be up super early, guys. John, I got to get to bed right now. Yeah. I have to be up super early. Tomorrow's going to be a long day doing a lot of video recording, and I have a lot of places to drive to tomorrow. So
I hear you. I hear you, Steve.
Thank you for having me on here, man. I would love to do it again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe you could join my live stream tomorrow. I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow after I get back. So it would probably be around the same time that we went on today. My time and your time would be what? We start around 5. My time.
Yeah, that would be 8 o'clock my time.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I appreciate you having me here. Thank you. I mean, thank you for everything, man. It means a lot. I got it.
Steve. This was important that I wanted to walk through because you were the only man who had the video surveillance footage, and without you, really pertaining to what we were able to capture, what we were able to see. So I thank you, and so does a lot of folks in the chat room.
I appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
What any person would do, and I'm very thankful that Mike even opened his doors and allowed us to even do that, because we would be sitting here with nothing, literally, no 911 call, no video footage, and I'm pretty sure that probably pissed off the cops as well that we even got this footage. So I don't know. But I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody here in the chat. And tomorrow we will go live on my channel. You want to join us tomorrow?
Yeah,
John?
definitely.
Yeah, awesome.
Steve, one thing before you leave.
Go ahead, brother.
When you did this video piece here of, I guess it was Philip West and Triselle West walking chalk outside on the street that day, where you guys seemed to be behind a gate, and then you ran from behind the gate, got in your car, and sort of like went alongside them, and so did the rest of some of the people that you were with, because there was almost like a 4 to 5 car caravan riding alongside of Philip and Triselle West here, and you called that dog Chark.
Yeah, he looked right over.
That dog turned his head right at you.
Yeah, you want to play that real quick, or
you got time? You got time? Can you squeeze it?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I just know myself. If I don't go to sleep at a certain time, I'm not getting up, and I just want to get up on time, get my coffee, and be out the door.
You got yourself trained. I got you, man.
Yep.
I got you. We're gonna see if I can pull that up real quick, because that was amazing that you were able to ride up alongside of them and actually capture their expressions as to, helping you guys out, try to search for the boys, and just nothing.
No, they don't want to help.
Just nothing. I've never seen that before.
Right.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
There's a lot of people that aren't doing nothing. And I mean, it's kind of suspect, if you ask me, but whatever. They need to come out.
Yeah, that's why we call the news tonight.
Searching. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we call the news tonight. We call Bakersfield tonight. Let them know we're coming back at them. Put in a requisition to have a story done back on this case because it's long time for an update.
They're rambunctious. That's crazy. That's how it all played out.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Somebody must have definitely picked them up. See if I can play this real quick.
Somebody must have picked them up.
Too much. But yeah, we're just letting them know that we're still on this case, man.
Oh, of course.
All right, I got it queued up. There it is.
How many hamsters
you will definitely hear what
how many
Steve had to say.
Have on the wheel? How many hamsters do you have on the wheel right now? John.
Where's the boys at?
How many hamsters do I have on a wheel?
Yeah, how many hamsters do you have running your internet right now? You add 2 or 3 more.
Oh man.
Oh,
this guy again? Damn it. Hold on. All right, let's get this ad over with. Come on. Come on. Yeah, YouTubers are commercialize everything. Every time you get to a videotape. Okay. Here we go.
Yep.
Can you guys talk to me for a second, please? Just a few questions we want to ask.
Where the boys at, bro?
Where's that?
Hey, somebody got his car.
You want to ask the same way you guys do.
Hey, you know it takes a real piece of shit to not want to find kids. You guys pieces of shit or what? Are you guys pieces of shit? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, Steve, running to his car.
Yeah.
Getting ready to follow them.
All right. Hey guys, we're just trying to find the kids, man. You guys know where they are? Can you help at all? Can you guys help at all, bro? They're good little kids. They're just kids, brother. Come on.
That was pissing me off already. Them just act like. Can you pause it real quick, John?
That's all we're doing, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So at first I thought this was.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sitting there trying to just, tell them, yo, can you help? Can you help? And they're just ignoring and ignoring and ignoring. Like that. That's crazy, man. You would think that they would say, hey, thanks. Thank you guys for all being out here looking for them. They didn't do nothing like that at all, man. Yeah, it's just dirty. It's dirty. Dirty. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. They just have a really weird stone cold. Exactly.
Josiah, the brother, but come to find out, this is Triselle walking the dog. It takes a real evil person, man, with a real evil heart to not want to help find kids. You know that, right? Those kids are not even my buddy. I'm way out here 100 miles away.
Do you see him look at me right now?
You
Yeah.
guys got some heart, right? You
Yeah.
got heart, right, bro?
He's looking right at you.
You got heart, right, bro? Let's find the boys. That's so in case anyone is wondering why I was, asking him if he had heart and different things like that, because I was trying to strike some type of human emotion within both of these guys. And as you can see, they had none. What happened to power of the people? What happened to power of the people? What about them boys? It's the West family right here. You ain't gonna try to help us, bro? Lead us in the right direction? If you guys came up missing out here looking at you, I only know you.
You kind of see them walking the street looking like Black Panthers.
Junk. Trash, man. Straight trash. Trash. You guys are trash, bro. Straight trash. Trash, bro. Can't even try to help find the kids. Trash. Trash. Hey, ain't nobody gonna stop. We're gonna stay doing this every single day until somebody talks. Every day.
It's skipping a lot.
Look, guys, they don't want to even help find their own grandchildren. Not even thank you guys for, trying to help find the boys. Nothing. It's done in the dark, come to the light.
Crazy.
That's sad, man. It's supposed to be the boy's grandpa right here, right? Grandpa don't want to even help.
At all. Look at this guy.
Is that
sick?
Chop. So you guys remember when Triselle first interviewed, he said the boys are in the backyard playing with chalk. Notice right now when
jumping around everywhere. I can't even see that part.
Right away. So
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that dog's name is Chalk. So maybe they've just been messing with this the whole time. People putting pieces of chalk in the backyard, drawing on that cement slab, going to the park and then putting the flower in the same color chalk, sending me out there, wild goose chase missions. Come on now, people. That dog's name is Chalk. Care more about that dog than you do kids. Care more about them dogs than you do kids. Trash.
And walked right by Crenshaw.
Trash. Trash. Straight trash. Straight trash. Trash. Trashy, man. Trashy. You can't help find your own grandkids? You guys acted hella suspect.
They were only 3 and 4 years old.
3 and 4 years old, 2 little kids. We're here to help. You guys are trash. Trash, bro. Trash. Wicked trash. Look at them.
It's the 0 to
Wicked trash right here.
Yeah. That is totally disgusting, man.
Mm-hmm.
Totally disgusting. And it tells you a lot about character when it comes to these boys. Now that you've seen it for yourself, I mean, if anybody could have said anything, yes, I agree, Steve. Thank you. Thank you for being out here. You come 100 miles away from your house to come and look for my family members, you know,
Right.
and I can't give you some kind of acknowledgement to say thank you. I'm glad you're out here. Is there anything that we can do to help or anything? That I mean, it's just,
They haven't tried to do any of that. But what they have done and put a lot of effort into is trying to put cases on people. Oh, trespassing on my property. Oh, they're doing this and they're doing that. And no, that's, I don't know. It makes me sick just to think about our boys are still out there missing somewhere, and these people are just getting away with it. Whatever they've done, they're getting away with it. So far.
yeah. Yeah, so far for now. But that's why I said before in my last live, it's time to turn up the heat. It's time to keep the boys posted out here on everyone's channel that's connected with the case. I intend to do my part, you know, make phone calls and keep posting as many updates as possible to make those phone calls and to do them live so that people can be encouraged to get on the phone and say, hey, where are the boys? You know, call the TV station, the news reporters, you know, put in a request. You know, we haven't seen an update in a while. You know, when are you going to do your next update? So we'll see how that one goes. But
Right.
as far as Bakersfield Police Department, you know, hopefully the news will now call them to encourage them to give them an update, because the news is now getting calls. And so that number is in the chat. And if that
Right.
number can be put back in the chat just for other people to write down, I'm going to leave the live up anyway. So copy that down, that number, and call the news people and let them know that you're looking for an update, just like I did. Just
Right.
like I did. And hopefully
Yep.
you'll get to speak with that guy, Mason,
Right.
you know, because it's time. It's time. Enough is enough.
Right. Yep. All right, John, I got to get going.
Okay, Steve.
I
Thanks so
appreciate
much
you.
again, man. We'll connect
Yep.
up, man.
Appreciate all you guys. Thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 5 o'clock on AB Watchmen. That we stand. All right, John. See you tomorrow.
Okay, we'll be sure to put the link in there. All right, we just had Steve on board, walking us through that video surveillance footage, giving his intake on that interview with Jaclyn and Triselle, and getting up close and personal with both Philip West and Triselle West, walking the streets, walking that dog Chalk, and letting them know that we're not going to stop. It's been 8 months. Yeah, we're not going to stop. We want them to release that 911 call. I want them to start turning up the heat on this case. Start re-questioning those people that need to be re-questioned. And in this case, you've seen a perfect example, as best as we can give it here tonight, as to who needs to be re-questioned again. We're not done. We're just getting started again. We're just taking a look at aspects of this case and putting them right back in everybody's face so they can see it again, and making sure that we keep the boys' names alive. That's what this live is all about, keeping their names alive. The silence is more suspect than the noise. And the parents, the so-called adoptive parents, are top of the list. Not to have given Steve a response, knowing that he's come 100 miles, California City, go and search for family members that are not even his. Who would do that? You saw Crenshaw out there. She's come a long way. Search for family members that are not even hers. And a group of them out there. AV News was out there. You had Miss Roro out there. And a host of other folks. You had LV United out there, Laura and her team out there looking for these boys. And here you have Steve up close and personal with both Philip and Triselle, and they got nothing to say. Absolutely nothing to say. And once again, it goes to character. It tells you a lot about who they are. That's why they are top of the line when it comes to being suspects in this case. And they think they're going to get away with it. They're really, it's just a, how could I say, for lack of a better word that I could find without being too nasty. A little bit of a pause right now. But this is just to reignite the passion for these boys again. And that's the reason I went live tonight. Just to share with you from my heart and Steve's heart and all those that are involved in this case. You've got Lady Queen out there. You've got Queen Talks Crime out there. You've got Angela from Everyday Shenanigans out there. She at least does an update at least every, not once a week, but within the eye of about 2 weeks, just to keep the names out there. And that's what we can do as content creators. Keep their name alive because they matter. Miss Q Carlock has been doing sensational work on her channel, posting the boys, posting the other children that have been missing. We've got a team of people on YouTube in this community that's doing just that. You got AB, who posted some of this information and material that we just got finished sharing with you just about a week ago. Just about a week ago. We're operating off calendars, operating off of keeping certain cases alive, not to forget them. Because that's what we're all about. Miss MTGV TV has been covering the boys too on her channel. Little clips, little snippets, just to keep the name out there, you know, amongst the other stories. And these are the folks that I run with, you know, because they care. They care, and they see how much I care too.